yeah, it's something there, but it's just like, if the physical attraction there, physical attraction there. If it's not there, it's not there. Like, I don't even know how to even get that physical attraction.
What you be calling your partner when you're in a relationship? Babe is like a lot for me too. And I know.
Just when you thought Nick and Austin were the villain, you have Ace and Taylor said, hold my beer. Because of the way they're moving. I don't understand how Ace is so hypercritical of this girl. She can never do anything right as far as he's concerned. He always has to criticize everything she does, everything she says, everything she touches. And I don't get why she's still in that connection. I also don't understand why Shelly is even talking to him, because if the way he treats her is the way he's going to treat you. And then this rumor about Jeremiah and Huda, do I agree with Ace? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't see that connection as being equal. I feel like someone is more invested than the other person, and so it's going to end in tears. Even with the date, the fact that they're already talking about life on the outside, it's less than a week since they moved. It's just over a week actually since they moved in, so it doesn't make sense. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA, Season 7, Episode 6. I love the fact that once Bella left the villa, you had Nick go and have a conversation with Sierra. I really wish at that point he had been honest with Sierra. I really wish he had told her about the case and everything that happened when they were in Salt Eyes. That way, at least Sierra is not blindsided by anybody else. Yes, they have a strong connection. Yes, he's now going to give her 100%, but I wish he was honest with her. That way she understands where he's coming from, should anything else come up. Because now she is thinking, okay, he's made his choice. I'm his number one. Now we're ready to cook with gas. When he is still keeping this massive secret, I really wish he had told her. Yes, he chose her, which is good and valid, but still he should have been honest and told her the truth. You have Charlie and Hannah. They're in Salt Highs. They're excited. Charlie has been looking for a connection. Initially, he struggled because he really wanted Shelly, but Shelly wasn't paying him attention. And eventually, he's managed to get a connection with Hannah. Hannah is smitten. And so it's nice to see that they both appear to be feeling 50-50 about each other, in the sense that they feel the same way about one another. It's not a situation whereby someone is delulu and is thinking that I've found my person when that person hasn't found them. You have Huda and Jeremiah on the dock. What do I think? There were a lot of red flag moments, and you can see that the two of them are noticing each other's red flags, and they're choosing to turn a blind eye because they want to stay in this couple. Because you had Huda complaining about men and the fact that, she couldn't read what Nick was going to do, and the fact that Nick didn't pick the person she thought he was going to pick and stuff. And it's like, why would you need to know exactly what he's going to do or how he's feeling? He's not in a couple with you, first of all, so you need to focus on your partner. You could see his antenna go up at the moment she said men, because then he said, what do you mean? And she sort of tried to retract that, and it's like, that's a bit too late. You two are not healthy. You two are not good for one another. So I feel like maybe you should have called it quits. You have poor Amaya have a conversation with Ace. I get where Amaya is coming from. I really do. Yes, Ace is saying what he's saying, but at the end of the day, I don't think that was the time or the space to say that. I think he should have slept on it and then maybe spoken to her the next day, because now it seems like all he did was tell her, well, the impression that I got was he told her, I chose you, but you're not my number one. Whereas she thought he was her number one, because he's saying to her, I'm not into PDA, I'm not into hugging. And it's like, so why did you choose me? You could have easily left me to be chosen by somebody else. Did you choose me because you wanted to save me? Or did you choose me because there was a romantic spark there? That I didn't get. And he's been speaking to Shelly. He's had this connection with Shelly since before they entered the villa, and yet he hasn't acted on it. So I agree with Amaya that it's sort of giving player vibes. It really is, in the sense that he's just there to have a good time, and we've all been saying this. Ace is there for a good time and not a long time, so he's going to get away with as much as he wants to. And the sad bit is when his type comes in, he's going to be displaying PDA with her. I'm willing to bet money on that as soon as the type of girl he likes or the girl that he has a spark for comes in, he is going to behave totally different to the way he's behaved towards Shelly and the way he's behaved towards Amaya. So you have Amaya go and pull Huda. She's crying, she's upset, she's distraught because, she feels like this man used her, which to some extent he did. I don't know whether production told him to pick Huda or whether he himself chose to pick Huda. But whatever happened there wasn't a good look for him. And so Huda and Amaya are speaking, and then the guys are sort of speaking to Ace, and he's telling them, well, I don't feel like, PDA at the moment. And he's asked, so if she asks you for a cuddle, would you say no? And he said yes at the moment. And it's like, Ace is not serious. He really is not. And he's not feeling this girl, but sadly, he's going to play along until his person comes in or until production tell him it's time to make a move on Shelly. So you have the islanders get ready for the night. And obviously the main topic of conversation is the fact that Nick had the most tough decision to make because he had to choose between two girls and pick the one that he wanted. And so everyone is still talking about that. And the way... I love my girl Olandria, but I hate the way she threw out the fact that Nick had kissed Bella in soul ties. If she really was going to reveal that, she should have pulled, Sierra aside, because Sierra looked dumb because she was dumbfounded. She didn't know what to think because this is information that she didn't know. And so the idea that you had, Olandria utter this out and then go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you didn't know that this had taken place. You would have known that she knows. The villa is too small. Unless production told her to say it, she would have known. That if she knew, you would have seen something. Either she would have been throwing a tantrum or there would have been an argument or something. The villa is too small for you not to have known what was being said. I love that Shelly stepped in and sort of pacified Sierra, and Sierra was able to sort of calm down and not stress about it. The girls spoke about the fact that, Ace, well, they were asking, Amaya, that are you going to cuddle with Ace? And she said no, because he's already said he doesn't want to cuddle in bed. They all got ready for bed. And Hannah was like, the cat that caught the canary, the excitement on the face, the way she was radiating, because obviously she's finally getting to share a bed with this man. She really likes Charlie. So I'm happy for them. Disappointed that he didn't end up with Shirley, but I'm happy for them that they found their person. You had Ace in bed sort of asking Amaya that, what do you want for breakfast? And it's like, where are we on this scale? Are you still trying to keep her sweet in case next time she needs to pick someone, then she can pick you? Or are you really serious that you're open to exploring a connection? That I didn't know. In the morning, all the guys made breakfast, and then you had Olandria go and make breakfast for Taylor. There was this conversation between Ace and Taylor, and it sort of makes sense because Ace says, yes, he's got a connection with Olandria, but there's no physical attraction. It makes sense now why they're always talking about everybody else and their mother except each other. Seriously, it makes sense why they're always scrutinizing all the other couples and not sort of scrutinizing what's going on between the two of them. So the idea that this man is in a couple with this man, he's more or less playing a Serena. That's the impression that I get. I thought she was playing a Serena, but no, it's the other way around. She's the Cordell and he's the Serena. He's not physically attracted to that girl. He needs to tell her, that way she can make moves. Ace, the way he keeps going at it and sort of trying to say, oh, she made you breakfast, she did this, that, and the other. He knows she likes him. I don't know whether Ace doesn't like her as well and is not attracted to her. And it's going to be difficult for Olandria because she hasn't opened up to anybody else but Taylor. And when she finds out about this is going to be devastating for her. You have Shirley and Sierra sit down for a chat. Sierra is still upset because at the end of the day, she expected this man to tell her about the case because she asked him point blank, is there anything that happened that I need to know? And he said no. And so the idea that there's this massive elephant in the room and he hasn't said anything. I love the fact that, Shelly tried to play devil's advocate and sort of explain that it was a very complicated situation because, he wasn't just with you, but he was juggling between you and somebody else. So it makes sense that he might have been a bit confused and he was trying to suss out, who was best for him. So hopefully she will sit down because, Sierra is saying she really likes Nick. So I hope she'll sit down with an open mind, speak to him, find out what happened, set boundaries and let him know that if he crosses them, then they're done. Ace is messy. Ace is messy. So Ace is in the kitchen with Taylor and Olandria. Instead of talking about their relationship, or what have they decided to do? They've decided to focus on somebody else. So you have Ace questioning the connection between Jeremiah and Huda. He is right, though. At the end of the day, Ace is right, though, if you're being honest. Ace is right. Because there is no way Jeremiah is going to dump Huda after finding out that she's a single mom. There's no way, because he knows how the optics look. So he's going to do anything and everything within his power to make sure that he stays in a good books and see if he can continue that connection. Do I agree with Ace that, Huda is into Jeremiah more than he is into her? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, 100%, and I will stand on that 10 toes deep, because it seems he is seeing red flags, especially with the conversation they had on the dock about the Nick situation. He saw a red flag there. The fact that she waited that long to tell him that she was a mother was something else that he questioned. So the idea that this man is as into her as she is into him, I'm not buying. I really am not buying. So I don't know how much longer they can continue to push this. We'll just, as viewers, just have to wait and see what happens. Jeremiah then receives a text message. The message reads, Huda and Jeremiah, it's time to make a splash as you're going on a date. Please get ready to leave the villa. And everyone is excited. Everyone is excited for them because obviously it seems they are the strongest connection at the moment. You have Huda change into her bathing suit, and he also changes into sort of beachwear. And I'm like, where are they sending them on a first date? Hopefully it's not a crappy date though. I don't know how I feel about the Huda and Jeremiah dates, because they went to a theme park. While it was very tiny, it was either as though the show has been asked to promote this theme park, or production, decided to get an off day and just gave them a camera and said, here you go, get on with it. It was cute that they got on all the slides and then they sat down and they started having a chat. For Ian to say, Huda is trying to prepare him for children's activities because, she's got a child, that's a bit petty. Anyway, their conversation, I personally don't feel like there's any emotional depth with that couple. I feel there's a sexual attraction and they are sort of working on it, but I don't think there's more to it. Yes, they spoke about life outside the villa, what it would look like, how they would live, whether they would move in together. They spoke about their daily activities prior to moving into the villa. And so the conversation seemed to make sense. It does seem to make sense. But at the same time, I'm sort of questioning, like Ace, that are they saying this because they feel this is what the fans want to hear, or are they saying it because they're genuine? You have the boys, Taylor, Ace, and Nick, have a conversation in the bathroom, and Ace is sort of unburdening himself about, his conversation with Amaya. He's complaining that, she was upset when I told her that I'm not into cuddles, I'm not into this, and I am not going to be pushed into doing anything. And it's like, Ace is making it seem like he's the prize, and Amaya should be lucky that he chose her. No, he said I could have chosen other people that I had more conversations with, and it's like, well, why didn't you? Why did you not? Why didn't you pick Shelly? You've had plenty of chats with Shelly. You say you're attracted to Shelly. Why didn't you pick her? It sounds like he wants a girl he can manipulate or a girl he can control. And yes, there is some aspect to say there is a red flag according to Nick, but at the same time, Ace is the bigger red flag out of the two people in the couple, as far as I'm concerned. You have the girls having a conversation, obviously. Olandria, girl, please don't. Because she's going from one couple to the other, and this is going to end up getting her in trouble. Because she's sitting down with Shelly and Sierra, and they're talking about, Huda and Jeremiah, and the fact that there is this question about Jeremiah, whether he's really feeling his partner or whether it's just a fake out. And so I personally feel like they shouldn't have been saying that. That wasn't necessary, because at the end of the day, this lady is old enough to make a decision for herself. She's an adult, she's not a kid, and they don't need to be involving themselves in other people's business, especially people like Olandria. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, and the guy she's in a connection with is busy telling someone that he's not attracted to her. So I wish you could focus on that. There is nothing that stays hidden in the villa, because now you have, Charlie telling Nick that he kissed Amaya. Why? I don't know. There was no need for him to repeat that because at the end of the day, he's in a couple with somebody else. Amaya's in a couple with somebody else. Unless he is still feeling Amaya and wants to continue to explore that connection, there was no need for that conversation. There really was no need for that. He should have just minded his own business and kept with it. Amaya sits down for a conversation with Ace, and Ace starts. Ace is controlling. I'm sorry. It's not about him sort of wanting to explore connection. No, the fact that he said to her, I don't want you calling me babe. I don't want you doing this. I don't want you. And it's like, so what do you want from this girl? Why did you pick her? Yes, she's justified in being upset. She is justified in being upset because at the end of the day, this young man wasted her time only for him to say that, I don't want A, B, C, D, F, G. She could have spent her time with somebody else who was really attracted to her and more into her than trying to explore a connection with someone who really is not feeling her that way. So you have Ace go and vent to Nick, and it's like, Nick, please keep quiet. For him to call, Amaya a red flag, it's like, buddy, you are a walking red flag yourself. You haven't told your current partner that you made out with somebody else in the same villa. So please, you are not the voice of reason. This is not your place to speak. You need to keep quiet. For him to encourage Ace to go and try something out with Shelly doesn't make sense as well, because at the end of the day, if Ace was really into Shelly, he would have pursued that. He hasn't pursued it because he's not feeling it that way. He likes the chase, but he's not into her romantically. You have, Amaya on her part sort of venting to, Shelly about what's happened with Ace. And this should be an eye-opener for Shelly, because at the end of the day, if this is how he's treating someone he chose, you can only imagine how he will treat you when it's your turn. Because at the end of the day, he's showing you who he is. You need to believe him. Don't continue to turn a blind eye, because the same way he's behaving towards her is the same way he's going to behave towards you. You have Ace then pull Shelly for a chat. I don't know. I really don't know about those two. I hope they don't end together, because I'll be devastated. I really will, because Ace is not good enough to be with Shelly. She deserves someone who's emotionally intelligent, someone who's a bit more mature. Ace is still a kid. She needs to allow him to still go and play with people, his own age. And you have Austin sort of venting and sort of spazzing out. On one hand, he's justified in saying that Ace should not be playing games with Shelly. It's either he wants her or he doesn't. He had the opportunity to pick her first and he didn't. So why is he now trying to have a conversation with her? On the other hand, for you, Austin, to pretend to be territorial doesn't make sense, because I thought, people like Shelly were not his type. So I'm a bit surprised at why he was that mad. Jeremiah and Huda come back from their date. They're ecstatic. They're on cloud 9. Jeremiah goes to the girls and Huda goes to the girls. And they're sort of telling them about their date and how they were talking about long-term plans and whatever. And you have Olandria saying, I'm not someone who's normally Delulu, but I'm going to be Delulu with my friend. And it's like, Olandria, you've got bigger fish to fry. Either pursue a connection with Ace or work on your connection with Taylor. This is none of your business. Leave it. It will explode when the time arrives, maybe during Casa or even before Casa, but this is not your place to speak. This is not your place to have an opinion about these people, because they are definitely not going to stand up for you when you have an issue. And so do I think that connection is strong? No, I don't. I think they like the idea of pretending that it is strong and everybody else admiring them, but I don't think it's as strong as they're making out. So the islanders get ready for the night, and after they pick up their drinks, you have Olandria go for a chat with Shelly. And I'm side-eyeing Olandria. I don't know why. Okay, let's be for real. I know why. Anyway, I'm side-eyeing her because why is she encouraging this foolishness? Why is she encouraging Shelly to continue to explore a connection with Ace? Because we all know that Ace is not into her. Yes, I understand she said to her, why did he not pick you? Why did he pick somebody else? Yes, they are playing cat and mouse, but the cat and mouse, it seems only one they're both expecting to be chased. Shelly's expecting Ace to chase her, and Ace is expecting Shelly to chase him. It's pointless. There's no need for this continuation. They both need to stick to the couples that they're in. I'm happy that Shelly's sort of contemplating staying with Austin, although Austin is not it. She needs to keep Austin by her side until a bombshell comes in. Then she can dump him, because I don't want her to go home. Neither do I want Olandria to go home, regardless of how messy she seems to be moving around the villa at the moment. You love Olandria they go to the terrace with Taylor, and they're having this conversation. I feel like Taylor is now love bombing her. That's how I feel. I feel like he's doing anything and everything just to keep her interested. I think the conversation he had with Ace stuck in his mind, and also seeing Huda and Jeremiah come back from their date and be gushing all over each other has made him realize that maybe he might be moving way too slow. And so he's tried to sort of catch up with the rest of the couples, and this is why he's initiated the kiss. I don't think that was necessary. I think it was a bit forced, and I think he is just trying to do anything and everything that will make him stay safe in the villa and have someone who's interested in him. But I don't think he's as interested in Olandria as he's making out. He should have been honest. She's a big girl. She's able to handle it. She could have explored connections with other people. But I blame Olandria as well for not exploring anything with anybody else. Because at least with Shelly, she's explored connections with 3 people, whereas Olandria's come in, has been coupled up with Taylor, and has stuck there and hasn't even sort of paid attention to anybody else. I really love how Sierra handled her situation. Yes, she was too quick to forgive, but at the same time, she was able to set boundaries with that guy, which I hope he's going to respect, because she told him, you know, when were you going to tell me about the kiss? And he's sort of oohing and ahhing, and it's like, why are we oohing and ahhing? You shared a kiss with someone, you should have told your partner, whether or not you were in a couple, because it was always going to come out. I get why he was anxious to tell her, but then he said I was put in this awkward position, and it makes me question who put him in the awkward position. Was it production who told him that he needed to try and pretend to be exploring something? Because before she left, Bella said, you don't need to pretend or lie to me anymore. So it makes me feel like somebody asked him or told him that he needed to explore something with Bella and continue to see how that went. And I don't know, it's a matter of wait and see, because at the end of the day, Sierra has told him what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. So it's up to him to respect it. I love that there was no shouting, screaming, tears or anything. She just said what she said, and then she kept it stepping. You then have Ace go for another chat with Amaya. That's another couple that I'm starting to side-eye production, because I'm side-eyeing because I'm thinking, did they force this connection, or was this a genuine connection? Because why are they always sort of criticizing one another? And Ace is coming across as hypercritical, and this makes me think that maybe this is why he's never been in a relationship. Nothing this girl does can ever be right with Ace. He has to criticize, why are you calling me babe? Why are you calling me that? Why are you calling me this? Well, what do you want? Do you want her or don't you? You should have just said to her, I picked you because I was in this space where I wasn't sure who I wanted, so we'll see how we go. And then you could have gone back and said, sadly, we don't seem to be progressing. I want to continue with somebody else. That would have made more sense, instead of sort of breaking her down the way he is. He's no different from Jeremiah, because Jeremiah, yes, has love bombed Huda, but he is no different, because he chose this girl knowing that he didn't want her, only for him to then start breaking her piece by piece. I don't get it, and I don't like it, and I'm happy that, you know, on her part, Amaya was able to speak up for herself. I can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 5. Bye guys.